Hey there, DIYers. Yep, today we got some work to do on the Ram. And as you can see, got the hood up and we got some work to do underneath. So let me show you what we got going on. All right, so today what we got going on is after I got home yesterday from doing some driving around, I noticed this, see that puddle right there? Yeah, that last night was a whole bunch of antifreeze. So got a little worried about what it was, didn't know for sure, popped the hood open and started doing some looking around and found out that the little bypass for the EGR is leaking. I believe the O-rings in there that are leaking. So today we're going to get that taken apart. We're going to see if we can get some new O-rings, get it put back together, and hopefully not have any leaks. Like I said, right now it's not leaking. When it's cold, it's okay. Just when it gets hot, of course, everything kind of expands and opens up a little bit. When I did put that bypass on the beginning, it actually did seem to be kind of loose, but it's a solid fitting to another solid fitting with just an O-ring. It seemed to be fine at the time, and it seemed to work for a while. But this is at least 2 years later, and now, yeah, got a little bit of a problem. So, and I've seen some issues with it before in the past, but could never really find it. It was evident yesterday. Here I can throw in this little clip over here of the video I took of it. It was kind of just dripping. So show you where it's at, we'll get it fixed and get back on the road. All right, so I started messing with the nuts down there. You can see there's how much is, that was a lot more dripping than it was last night, but there's just something about this little fitting. Got a little fitting right here that comes into here that's just, it needs a new O-ring in it. So we're going to get that replaced today, and I'll show you what I find when I pull it apart. All right, so here's that piece right here. Here's the little rubber O-ring that goes in there, and here's where it's been leaking out of right here. This piece is obviously a metal piece here. I did order a new one online, but I don't know that I'm really gonna need it. But I do have this. Somebody suggested that, hey, grab that green O-ring off of the original piece and try it out. I'm like, well, I got nothing to lose really here. And so put it on here, and I tell you what, that definitely does, you can't really tell, it's hard to tell on there, but it is a little bigger. So I think this should work just fine, because this O-ring seems to be kind of flat and it really wasn't much bigger than what it was. I might be a bear to get it back in there, but let's see what happens, and maybe this is all I needed to do, and I'll have this back on the road in no time. But this was where the O-ring was off of this piece, off the original. So let's just see if I can simply just push it back in here. I don't know. Get you turned around here a little bit. I don't know if this is gonna work all that easy, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, it's not gonna want to just go in there super easy, but you know what? I got something that might help it out. All right, so I put just a really, really thin coat of petroleum jelly on there to hopefully maybe, I don't know, maybe this will be a bad thing and it'll screw up the seal on it, but oh, I can make that slid in there really easily. Now we can put this back on here. It is tighter for sure from the original, so I'm hoping this is going to be the key to this whole thing. We can get right back on the road here. It'd be no big deal. Need something longer than that for that hose clamp. We'll get the brackets and everything put back in here, and then we'll get it tested out, make sure everything works, and you know what? I'll probably let this run a couple of days and make sure everything works good, and then I'll come back. I'll let you know if it worked or not. There we go. we got her all filled back up with antifreeze. We're gonna take her down the road, and hopefully we got the problem solved and not an issue anymore. Like I said, it's been an on and off thing, really weird. I couldn't find it, and yeah, so now just finally last night it kind of popped through as where it was obvious. You did see a little bit of clip there when I did start messing with that bracket a little bit. You could see it start dripping right away. So we'll run her for a few days, see what happens. I'll come back here. We'll close this thing out. I'll give you guys some good news, so stay tuned. You'll be back here in like 2 seconds. You'll be back, and it'll be like days, and I'll be like old and gray. Oh yeah, I'm already gray and kind of old already. So all right, guys, we'll see you in a couple. All right, so here we go. I've had this truck out a few times, been driving it around, and well, I've taken your word for it, but I have no more leaks. Everything seems to be working just fine the way it is now. So I will say I did get the advice from someone online about using that green O-ring. I did go ahead and I did purchase, wait for it. I did purchase this new piece for that, and I'll kind of show you now. Unfortunately, I pulled the trigger on this before I even tried this out, and so now I spent the money on this, and now I got this sitting around. But this is the new piece that came with it. The one that was on there is also a metal piece of aluminum that's in there also, but this is a very nice looking piece here too. With a new O-ring. There's also a little couple clamps and stuff that come with it too. I think it was like $30-40. I'll throw it down in the description down there too. But I will have to say, if your truck's on a diet like mine was and you have a leak like this, go back, grab that tube that was in there, pull that green O-ring off. That will save you, well, $40 right here, and get you right back going right away. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Definitely helped me out. I don't have an antifreeze leak in here anymore, and we'll be heading down the road. Thanks for joining. Go down, like, and subscribe, all that good stuff, and hey, see you guys next time. Again, that's that piece that is right there, that black kind of shiny piece right there. Everything is working much better now.